This is called Gamma fucking Ray!
Hi everybody out there, this is Kai from Gamma Ray or Unisonic as you prefer, and you are on Cuatro del Metal. Well, you know, we have done this in the past as well, with Skeletons in the Closet, and, you know, so it's not kind of a new idea, but it was time to make it part 2 somehow, and since the last time we only did an audio CD, we thought this time it might be cool to do a video as well, or DVD, and because with Gamma Ray we always have this thing that we, of course, when we do our regular concerts, we more or less end up playing the same songs again and again, like Rebellion in Dreamland and you know, the usual songs.
Yeah.
Because they're like requested by the fans and they're the most popular and so on. But we have so many songs meanwhile, and so many good songs that never, you know, for us,
Yeah.
it was a nice welcome change to play something different. Well, it was half and half. It was spontaneous in the beginning because, you know, he was hanging around and we had this tour plan. And he said, well, you know, I'm getting so bored, I want to do something. And so I had the idea and said, well, you know, why don't you come on for a few shows in the surrounding and join in. And, you know, we can do something together there. And he liked the idea, so that's how it ended up. Well, definitely, it's you know, all kinds of material that have been gathered over the years, from the beginning of Gamma Ray until now, and there's even some scenes where, you know, from old Halloween times, like focusing, of course, on me, and Ingo and Marcus are included. You know, just looking back on the long times of having a career, and you know how silly it can get, and it's more fun than anything else. Well, it was at the moment. It was very cool. It was a very nice tour. We had one thing that was not so good, especially of course on the shows when we filmed the DVD. Dirk was seriously ill. He had a cut in his throat, not his throat, but in his what's it called? The thing where your food goes down. It was internally, but nobody knew. He was just feeling very, very bad, and in the end, you know, he did the shows, but then he went to hospital and he said, man, it's good that you come because you have blood in your abdomen, and it was a real serious thing. Meanwhile, he's fine again, but at that moment, you know, nobody knew. First we thought he had the flu or something, but then in the end this was clear. So on the DVD you can see he's not so active as he used to be normally, but still he's doing a good job, and you know, I'm just happy that nothing really serious happened in the end. Well, on part 1 it was great. You know, it was a real big welcome by the fans, and everybody seemed to be happy to have both bands touring together, and it was, you know, adding up to each other, because, you know, we're kind of from the same family, and so it was, you know, just going down very, very well. And of course the whole atmosphere on the whole tour, you know, both bands, we had so much of a good time, and great, like, understanding, and we had a lot of humor and a lot of fun, so it was very, very cool. Well, we're definitely going to take this Hellish Rock thing, part 2, we're going to take this to South America as well. The timing is not planned yet, but it's definitely going to happen, so we will be there, definitely, yeah. Well, It just happened to be that he came to be our new drummer because when Daniel left, of course we were kind of bummed out at this moment. We didn't know what to do really, but still, he had said he wanted to leave for January, and we had some shows for the year. We had some shows planned, and of course we wanted to do them, and for that we needed a drummer, and he said, no, I don't want to do those shows, and so we had to find somebody to replace him momentarily. And I knew Michael for a while now from playing with Uli John Roth, and we had some shows together, and we even did a jam session one day in Italy, and so I knew he's a great drummer and one that can actually play our stuff. So we asked him if he would like to replace Daniel for those shows without even thinking about, him being a constant member of the band or something. And then it just happened, he played the shows and he became more kind of closer to us and the band and everything. So suddenly we thought, we asked him, how do you feel in this band? Do you like it? He said, yeah, I really enjoy it and so on. So he said, what do you think about being a drummer? And he said, that's a cool idea. So, because we didn't feel like doing auditions and looking for people and so on. It's always a tough thing, and of course we wanted somebody who was coming not so far from Hamburg, and he was the perfect guy in the end. Oh no! At the moment, we're songwriting. We rehearse from time to time whenever I'm not busy with Unisonic on the road, and the touring with Unisonic is pretty much over for this year. There's only a few shows to come up now, and then we will concentrate on the new Gamma Ray material. So far, what we have is pretty fast, pretty heavy, and more like really back to the '80s stuff. So that's as much as I can tell you at the moment. Well, I mainly use Flying V's, either from a German company called Heuer or Gibson. Then amplifiers, I mainly live. I play Line 6 X3 Lite. Which is a really nice board, and I always get my sounds because when we're flying, we cannot take the big amps with us and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's very cool. I just rent Marshalls. I prefer JCM 800 or 900 or Engel Powerball. Just plug my board in the return of the amp and have two nice cabinets or four. Marshalls or Engels or whatever, and that's basically it. And in front of the board, I only have a tube screamer to crank up a little more the distortion here and there, and that's it. In studio, I use all kinds of stuff. We've gone from Marshalls, Engels, and direct even plugins. So it's always a combination of stuff. Two brands of pickups I prefer is either Seymour Duncan SH6, SH4, so SH6 in the back, SH4 in the front, or I like the EMG 89. I like the 81s too, but I think they lack a bit of character, and to get a more kind of character for vintage sound, I prefer the 89s. They have less output, and they're splittable, and they sound a bit warmer. They don't have so much distortion, and they're very good pickups.